Hi there, my name is Abby and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Do you want to know how to read musical notes on the staff? Let's talk about it. Before we learn what a staff is, I would like you to recall the musical alphabets that we talked about in Lesson 1. The language that musicians use is musical alphabet. The musical alphabet is the first 7 letters of the English alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. In Lesson 1, we learned how to find middle C on the piano, as well as how to label all the white keys on the keyboard. But how do we know which keys are going to be played on the piano? Let's learn how to name the notes on the staff on which music is written. The musical staff or stave is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. The lines and spaces are counted from the bottom. First line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth line. And first space, second space, third space, fourth space. Each line and each space represents a note. Sometimes the notes may go above or below the staff. In this case, some extra lines are drawn above or below the normal 5 lines of the staff. The additional lines are called legend lines. So what are the notes on the lines and spaces? To answer this question, we need to know what a clef is. A clef is always placed at the beginning of every staff. There are several different clefs, but the most common one is the treble clef. Another name for the treble clef is the G clef. I'll explain why it is called the G clef later. The treble clef or G clef is used for the higher pitch notes that are usually played with the right hand. For the lower pitch notes, the bass clef, which is also known as the F clef, has to be used. Notes on the bass clef are usually played with the left hand. Piano music uses 2 staves bracketed together. Most often, the top stave is for the right hand notes written in the treble clef, and the bottom stave is for the left hand notes written in the bass clef. When the treble clef stave and the bass clef stave are joined together, a grand staff is formed. As regards the names of notes on the staff, let's locate middle C first. Middle C is written with a legend line below the treble staff or above the bass staff. When it is written below the treble staff, you play it with your right hand. If it is above the bass staff, you play it with your left hand. After locating middle C, it's easier to name the rest of the notes on the staff. As we go up from the bottom note, we go forward in the musical alphabet. So for the notes that right above middle C is D. After D, the notes on the first line is E. Going up the staff, the notes in the first space is F. On the second line, we have the note G. Remember we said that the treble clef is also called the G clef. The reason is the middle part of the treble clef symbol is always looped around the second line where G is located, so we call it G clef. After G, the notes in the second space is A. You have to bear in mind that there is no H in the musical alphabet. The notes on the third line is B. Going up the staff, we have the C notes in the third space, the notes D on the fourth line, the notes E in the fourth space, and the notes F on the fifth line. The notes right above F is G. Further legend lines may be used for higher notes, so there are A notes, B notes, C notes, and so on. For lower notes, the notes below middle C is B, because B comes before C in the alphabet. Adding more legend lines below the treble staff, there are A notes, G notes, F notes, and so on. Let's move on to the bass clef. As mentioned earlier, middle C is written with a legend line above the bass clef. Going down the bass clef, the notes below middle C is B. The rest of the notes are A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F. Just memorize the alphabet backwards. You may notice that the 2 notes of the bass clef are written above and below the fourth line where the note F is located. That's why we also call the bass clef F clef. For lower or high notes, we may use extra legend lines. The notes below F are E, D, C, and so on. And the notes above middle C are D, E, F, and so on. Sometimes, to avoid using many legend lines, the octave sign is written above or below notes, indicating that they are to be played an octave higher or lower. And now I have a question for you. Can you suggest ways to easily identify or memorize the notes on a staff? Let me know in the comments and let's share some ideas together. Thanks so much for learning with me. If you like this video lesson, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Next lesson, we'll talk more about reading musical notation, so don't forget to click the subscribe button below and stay tuned. I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Bye!